Hello everyone, I'm the First Arcadian, and today we will be unboxing miniatures again. This time, Volo's and Mordenkainen's Foes. This is a collection of pre-painted miniatures that WizKid released back in December 2019. Yeah, it is old, but I happen to have 4 boxes sitting around in my room, and I completely forgot that I had them, so might as well open them on camera. For those of you who are coming here for the first time, basically this is an excuse for me to open miniatures and hopefully share the joy of finding out what kind of miniatures we got in this box. As usual, I will start with the small miniatures first. In every box we get 3 small and 1 large one. And for the first one, I think I got a Gnoll. What is this? It's a Gnoll pack leader. Okay, I like this a lot. Look at it. Not only the pose is quite good, it has this intimidating feel, but also the texture of the armor, the detail of the hairpiece, the falling clothes. It's quite a good miniature for what I normally get in these collections. I like it a lot. My only complaint about this miniature is actually not with this miniature, it is with the Flint. I happen to have a Flint miniature, which is basically the epitome of what a Gnoll can be, and I think it is not as menacing as this miniature, which is quite weird because the Flint, I think it is a CR 7 or 9 monster, while the Gnoll pack leader, it's a CR 2, I believe. So for this miniature to have a much more intimidating pose, it has something to be said about the Flint, but still quite a good miniature. I don't have many Gnolls. It's one thing that I love about pre-painted miniatures is that unlike other collections, when you have repeated miniatures, it just means you can use them more of that monster in, the game. Second miniature, it's a smaller one. This is a Goblin? Oh no, I know what this is. A Measle, okay. So this is a creature that was released with Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, and the interesting thing about it is that they're humanoids, and like many of the monsters you find there, they're not fiends or undead or anything like that. They're actually humanoids that I believe they went to the Shadowfell to escape their mortal existence, and as the consequence of that, they were corrupted by that plane, and so now they are these corrupted existences that try to kidnap almost other people to the Shadowfell. And the most interesting thing about them is that they can teleport through shadows, which is a very cool ability and something that I'm sure I could use for, building a magic item from parts you can collect from these creatures, or maybe as a power that can be acquired by a player character when they interact with such a creature. It is a very weak one, it's a CR1 if I'm correct. But yeah, one cool way that we could use this creature was to allow some of the players to gain powers or magic items or whatever from their contact with this Measle. The miniature is not perfect, it's nothing special, but the creature itself, it's quite cool. So yeah, it's a half win for me this time. The last small miniature, it's small as well, it's medium sized. And what is this? Oh, this is creepy. I'm not sure I can find... Oh, is this a D-book? Oh no, oh okay, I know what this is as well. This is also a creature that we got from Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, and I was always a little bit confused to which enemy, to which monster this body belonged to the Dybbuk or Dybbuk, or to the Morazi or Morazi, and it happens to be a Morazi, as this confirms. This, according to what I remember, this was the result of the King of Ghouls corrupting a society of elves, so I guess this is kind of a ghoulish elf, and they have bigger powers than ghouls and ghasts. They can actually revive ghouls. It has a recharge or something, but they have that power, and they can also transform people that they bite into ghouls. So the concept is really amazing. You can use it as a higher level ghoulish enemy, which is something that we don't really have in the monster manual. You only have the ghoul and the ghast, so it's a rather short CR range. The only thing that I'm really not happy with is the miniature itself. It's just plain ugly. And just for reference, I'm going to show you how it looks in the book. So I'm not sure this is going to focus, but This monster here in the lower part of the page is the original Maraza or Morazai, and as you can see, it is completely different from the miniature. I think they couldn't have done a worse job trying to depict this undead, this decaying aspect of this creature, which reminds me of another ability that they have. When they consume the flesh of a mortal, they can adopt that mortal's visage as if they were that living person, and over time that, you know, outside, that exterior of the people whose identity they just stole slowly becomes decayed and it rots away, which is something that is really you know, ominous as well. But yeah, not very happy with this. They could have done a flesh tone that was more, you know, corpsey. They could have done a little bit of contrasting here. It just looks plain white. It's like a creepy snowman. And for the final miniature, we got what the... I know what this is. This is those frog thingies from Volos. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, what were these guys' names? Banderhob, yes. I once used these monsters as, you know, the underlings of a froghemoth. It was an infestation of bullywugs and these Banderhobs that was running around in a city sewer. And yeah, these guys are cool. They are CR2, I believe. This monstrosity is actually a hybrid of shadow and flesh. They were first conjured by hags that combine shadow and flesh to make these monsters who are, you know, diligent servants. They exist to serve whoever summoned them, which is knowledge that today is also in the possession of some dark mages. And basically they can serve as thieves, kidnappers, assassins. They are very silent despite their, you know, their body and their size. Just for you, so you can see, this Morazai has about the size of a human, so you can see how the two compare. And it turns out that these are very cool monsters to use in combat. I mean, their lore isn't exactly deep, you know, they are servants, they can be summoned, they are destroyed after a few days or after they complete the mission they were summoned to. But what's interesting is that not only they can hunt any creature within a 1 mile radius, as long as they have a piece of that creature like a lock of hair or a nail or something, they can also be very cool to use in combat. They are very silent, they can shadow sneak, you know, the misty step, but only within the shadows. And they have 3 attacks, if I believe, that can grapple, pull targets towards them, and swallow them. So it's very cool, even though their lore is not very deep and there's nothing, you know, extremely interesting that you can use here to explore in your story. You can use them to introduce a different dynamic in combat for your players. Instead of the regular combat where the enemies must all be killed, suddenly you can have one of these guys, you know, go get one of the players, grab them or grapple them, pull them towards him or hit with his tongue, and then swallow it and go away, just run through the shadows. Now the mission has changed. Now what was previously a battle to the death now becomes a chase. It becomes a rescue mission. So pretty interesting monster, even though the lore isn't very deep. The miniature is really good. I would like to have one of these monsters be a little bit more slimy. The dry brush gives it a very dry appearance, but still, I like it very much. It gives it a cool texture nonetheless, a cool image, and a very nice color gradient. And that was it. So an old pack leader, Morazai and a Measle, not to mention the Banderhob. The Banderhob is my favorite for sure. So yeah, I think this concludes our first box of Volos and Mordenkainen's foes. If you have cool ideas to use these monsters in combat or within your campaign, please let us know in the comments down below. Let's share some ideas. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of video. If you click the bell icon, YouTube will warn you whenever a new video comes up. And if you're a DM or a player, there are 2 very interesting playlists that you should check. One teaches how to play D&D from the get-go, and the other one, it's all about advices for DMs. I hope you join us the next time to open the second box of Volos and Mordenkainen's foes. That was it for now. Thank you for watching. I'm the First Arcadian, and I hope to see you at the next video.